In a quiet town where secrets linger beneath everyday routines, there exists a story that many have forgotten or never truly knew. It is a story woven with silent sacrifice, unspoken longing, and a mystery that remains unresolved even decades later. At the heart of it lies a simple, unsigned birthday card, dropped into a mailbox or perhaps left forgotten on a dusty shelf, never mailed, never responded to, yet somehow carrying a weight far beyond its modest appearance. This card, seemingly insignificant to the casual observer, embodies a ripple of unanswered questions that continue to echo through the generations. It marks the beginning of a journey into the life of a man who, against all odds, emerged from years of obscurity into unimaginable wealth, quietly transforming himself into a symbol of resilience and silent determination. The story begins in the aftermath of a childhood shrouded in loss and absence. An orphan, left to navigate a world that offered little comfort or understanding. He learned early on that words could fail to express his deepest emotions. His every step was a quiet rebellion against the void left behind by those who never responded to his humble attempts at connection. The birthday card, unsigned and unacknowledged, became a symbol of his longing for recognition, a gesture that perhaps he hoped would bridge the gap between his solitude and the world outside. Yet it remained untouched, much like the hope contained within, a hope that would eventually morph into an unshakable resolve to carve out a life of his own, far from the shadows of abandonment. Throughout his youth, he quietly absorbed lessons from the streets, from books, and from the silent spaces between words. His genius was concealed beneath layers of modesty, known only to those fortunate enough to see beyond his outward appearance. As the years passed, that silent determination transformed into a relentless pursuit of success, an effort driven not by a need for applause, but by a desire to forge a life in which no gesture of kindness, however small, would go unnoticed or unanswered. Despite his ascent to wealth, he remained a figure of mystery, never seeking fame or acknowledgement, preferring instead to accumulate his fortune in silence. The wealth was a testament to the sacrifices made in the shadows, a reward for the resilience built through years of quiet suffering and unspoken hopes. The unanswered birthday card, long forgotten by most, serves as a symbolic anchor to his story, a reminder of the importance of acknowledgement and connection amid a life largely defined by silence. It challenges the reader to consider how many stories of greatness are born from the depths of loneliness, how many silent sacrifices remain unseen, and how often the most profound transformations occur away from the eyes of the world. It prompts introspection on the nature of success, whether it is measured by the fortunes amassed or by the unseen battles fought within. The journey ahead promises to peel back the layers of a man who chose silence over noise, wealth over display, and resilience over despair. It is a narrative of unspoken promise and the power of quiet perseverance that quietly reshaped not only his destiny, but also the world around him, all rooted in the unanswered note that seemed to carry the weight of a lifetime's unspoken dreams. Building on this, consider how the silent nature of his rise echoes with a profound lesson about intentionality. Often society celebrates grand gestures, public displays of achievement, flashy displays of wealth, or loud declarations of success. Yet, this man's journey underscores the power of subtlety, demonstrating that significant transformation frequently operates beneath the surface. His silent accumulation of wealth did not rely on shortcuts, but on meticulous planning, relentless discipline, and a refusal to be distracted by superficial praise. The quiet accumulation of resources, like water carving canyons over ages, can be more enduring than the loudest eruption. When you analyze his story, you realize that this hidden approach is a strategic choice, a way to strengthen resilience in a world dazzled by noise, to preserve integrity amidst superficiality. The lesson here extends beyond finances. It pushes us to reflect on how we pursue growth in our own lives, urging us to value consistency and depth over fleeting applause. Furthermore, exploring the psychological landscape of someone who chooses silence reveals layers of complexity, often ignored in narratives of success. Such individuals tend to develop a heightened self-awareness. Without external validation, they rely on internal metrics to measure progress, which fosters a sense of authenticity and clarity that external praise can distort. This inward focus can lead to innovations fueled by genuine passion, rather than the desire for recognition. The absence of external noise can sharpen one's intuition, allowing breakthroughs to happen unencumbered by the fear of judgment. Now think about how this applies when you pursue your goals. Sometimes the loudest applause can be a distraction, pulling focus away from genuine excellence. Emulating this silent conviction involves cultivating patience and trust in your internal compass, recognizing that true value often reveals itself gradually and quietly, unperturbed by transient accolades. Another crucial layer is the remarkable contrast between perceived invisibility and eventual impact. The man's initial obscurity might have seemed like a disadvantage, yet it became a strategic advantage. Operating unnoticed, he avoided the pitfalls of envy, rivalry, and superficial influence that often cripple those seeking immediate recognition. This invisibility, in fact, allowed for deliberate experimentation, risk-taking without fear of public failure or exposure. It's akin to a gardener tending to seedlings unseen. While others chase after flashy blooms, the growth is happening quietly, deeply rooted beneath the surface. Once maturity is reached, the impact becomes undeniable, almost unstoppable. Now consider how this insight can reshape your approach to influence. Sometimes stepping back from the spotlight allows your work to grow stronger, more sustainable, and ultimately more disruptive. The power lies in patience and the understanding that true significance often manifests in quiet resilience rather than fleeting notoriety. Additionally, reflecting on the man's choice to remain silent invites us to examine the nature of humility as a double-edged sword. It can serve as both a shield and a source of unacknowledged strength. While humility might appear to be a lack of confidence or ambition, in this case, it functions as an enabling force, creating space for honest self-assessment and continuous improvement. When he refrained from boasting or seeking external validation, he was creating an internal environment primed for genuine growth. This form of humility fostered an unshakable sense of purpose, immune to the fluctuations of external opinion. Now, consider how embracing humility in your pursuits can prevent hubris and foster genuine learning. It encourages a mindset that values progress over praise, that internalizes success rather than broadcasting it prematurely. In this way, humility becomes a strategic asset, allowing a person to remain grounded amid rising achievements and to focus sincerely on ongoing development. Finally, the silent journey highlights the importance of meaning over recognition. Success, when pursued silently, often aligns more closely with personal values than with societal expectations. The man's silent ascent was not driven by a need to be recognized, but by an intrinsic desire to create and to endure. This pursuit of authenticity provided him with a reservoir of resilience when faced with setbacks, since his motivation was rooted within, an unshakable core that did not depend on external affirmation. Now, consider how this principle can influence your own life. Aligning your actions with core values creates a foundation that withstands external turbulence. Even if recognition never materializes, the inner satisfaction remains a powerful motivator, propelling one through challenges with quiet determination. In essence, his story exemplifies how the pursuit of genuine purpose, rather than superficial validation, cultivates a form of success that is both enduring and deeply fulfilling, reinforcing the idea that silence can carry a voice far stronger than noise. Consider how often society equates visibility with validation, assuming that to be seen is to be valued. And yet true strength often resides precisely in the opposite, the ability to operate unnoticed while maintaining unwavering conviction. This form of strategic invisibility resembles a quiet current beneath the surface of a turbulent river, unseen but powerful enough to shape the landscape. When your actions are not driven by a desire for recognition, you free yourself from the distortions of external praise and criticism, establishing a space where genuine growth can occur without the distortions of superficial judgment. It is in this subtle space that innovation surfaces. Ideas evolve, unencumbered by the need for instant applause or approval from others. The most profound breakthroughs frequently emerge from this tranquil depth, where the individual is disconnected from the noise and instead focuses solely on refining their craft or vision. Furthermore, shifting the perspective reveals how silence can cultivate a unique form of patience that others might mistake for passivity. While many chase immediate results, shouting to be heard or rushing toward short-term gains, The silent builder recognizes that true progress often requires enduring periods of stillness. Think of a master sculptor meticulously chiseling away at a block of marble, each strike deliberate and measured, knowing that rushing can ruin the integrity of the piece. Similarly, silent perseverance involves trusting that your efforts are accumulating value beneath the surface, even if no immediate signs of progress are visible. This patience, rooted in a deep understanding of natural rhythms, allows for more sustainable growth, unshaken by the false promise of rapid success. Now, consider how this applies to your life's ambitions. Embracing disciplined patience can prevent burnout and foster resilience, ensuring that your efforts are resilient enough to withstand inevitable setbacks. Another vital aspect to explore is how silence can serve as a strategic form of emotional regulation. In environments rife with chaos or confrontation, those who maintain composure often wield a hidden form of power. Instead of reacting impulsively to provocations or setbacks, they choose silence, a deliberate pause that halts the escalation of conflict and provides space for clarity to emerge. This restraint not only guards personal integrity, but also demonstrates a mastery over external stimuli, revealing a confidence that doesn't rely on defensive posturing. For example, imagine a high-stakes negotiation where one party responds with calm indifference rather than anger or frustration. This silence fuels respect and forces the other side to reconsider their stance, recognizing that the silent individual is in control. Now, reflect on how cultivating this kind of emotional discipline can improve your interactions, whether in professional disputes or personal disagreements, by allowing you to navigate tension with strategic calmness rather than reactive emotion. Additionally, silence often fosters a heightened sense of introspection, creating fertile ground for internal innovation. When external distractions are minimized, the mind turns inward, probing deeper into core motivations and underlying beliefs. This inward dialogue can catalyze new insights, revealing perspectives that were previously obscured by noise and superficiality. Consider a silent retreat, where disengaging from everyday chatter enables participants to distill their true purpose and clarify their future direction. The absence of external validation or distraction sharpens internal awareness, transforming uncertainty into certainty. Such moments of solitude can be transformative, providing the clarity needed for authentic decision-making. Now, think about your own life and how moments of quiet reflection might unlock hidden potential or realign your path with your genuine values. Cultivating solitude, intentionally or not, becomes a powerful tool for authentic growth, sometimes more revealing than 1,000 conversations or external affirmations. Finally, recognizing the value of silence invites a deeper appreciation for subtlety and nuance in your pursuits. In a landscape dominated by noise, whether through social media, competitive environments, or superficial relationships, nurturing the skill to communicate without excess, to act without grandiosity, becomes a formidable advantage. It allows you to convey strength through restraint, influence through subtlety, and authenticity through minimalism. This approach often disarms critics and skeptics, who may expect bombast or bravado, yet find themselves confronted with quiet conviction. Think of a chess master who moves with deliberate restraint, each move calculated to strengthen long-term position rather than chase immediate victories. The real power lies in patience and precision, building a foundation so solid that it withstands the shifting tides of external opinion. Now consider how embracing this understated approach in your own endeavors can elevate your influence, making your achievements more enduring and your presence more impactful, not through loudness, but through quiet mastery. Building on the notion that silence can act as a profound form of emotional intelligence, consider how silence functions as a form of strategic empathy. When you deliberately choose not to respond immediately in tense situations, you create space for the other person's perspective to surface. This pause often prompts them to reveal more about their underlying feelings or assumptions, unknowingly providing you with insights that would have remained hidden amid hurried reactions. Think of it as a mirror that reflects not just words, but the unspoken emotions behind them. By resisting the impulse to fill every silence with words, you demonstrate a capacity for understanding that transcends verbal exchanges. This approach can transform conflicts or disagreements into opportunities for genuine connection, because it signals that you value understanding more than winning the argument. In a world obsessed with instant gratification, mastering the art of holding space through silence opens doors for deeper relationships built on mutual respect and openness. Furthermore, silence can serve as a shield that safeguards your mental clarity in environments overwhelmed by noise, both literal and figurative. In high-pressure scenarios, the barrage of information and external stimuli can cloud your judgment and drain your energy. Choosing to retreat internally, even momentarily, allows your mind to reset and recenter. Visualize a painter stepping back from a canvas, taking a breath to assess their work without distraction. This deliberate withdrawal from sensory overload helps you detect patterns or details that a hurried glance might miss. When confronted with a flood of conflicting opinions or the chaos of a crowded room, silence becomes a refuge where you regain control, filtering relevant signals from irrelevant clutter. Such moments of introspection heighten your decision-making capacity, enabling you to act with renewed purpose rather than reactive impulse. Now, apply this understanding to your daily life. Moments of deliberate quietness can serve as critical pauses that clarify priorities and reinforce your internal compass amid external turbulence. Another dimension worth exploring is how silence functions as an act of humility that invites genuine influence. When your actions speak more loudly than words, you project confidence without arrogance. This subtlety often commands more attention than verbose persuasion. For example, a leader who demonstrates consistency and integrity through measured actions rather than empty promises cultivates trust organically. Others recognize this authentic strength because it requires no boastful proclamation. It's rooted in visible deeds and unwavering character. Such influence is more durable because it's anchored in credibility rather than superficial hype. Now, consider how you might embody this principle by focusing on the quiet power of your actions rather than seeking validation through self-promotion. This shift from seeking attention to demonstrating value fosters an environment where respect grows from acknowledgement of genuine effort rather than superficial recognition. Over time, these unassuming acts accumulate, creating a resonance that is far more impactful than any boast. In addition, silence can act as a catalyst for internal discipline, especially when faced with temptation or distraction. When external stimuli scream for immediate gratification, whether through social media notifications, trivial chatter, or impulsive urges, your ability to remain silent and hold back becomes a testament to your mastery over such impulses. This restraint is not passive. It is an active choice to prioritize long-term goals over momentary pleasures. Imagine a runner training for a marathon, choosing not to indulge in comfort foods or last-minute distractions, knowing that each deliberate restraint brings them closer to their goal. Similarly, when you resist the urge to respond immediately to provocative messages or to indulge in fleeting impulses, you reinforce your internal resolve. This ongoing practice strengthens your capacity for delayed gratification, a vital component of resilience. Now, reflect on how embracing silence in moments of temptation can serve as a form of self-control, empowering you to stay aligned with your higher aspirations, even when immediate rewards beckon. Finally, consider silence as a form of stewardship over your mental and emotional resources. When you consciously limit your exposure to external noise, you preserve your mental bandwidth for more meaningful pursuits. This isn't about avoidance, but about strategic prioritization. Picture yourself as a curator, selecting what inputs deserve your attention and discarding the rest. This curation not only prevents overwhelm, but also deepens your focus on what truly matters. For instance, reducing unnecessary social interactions or limiting consumption of sensationalist news frees up energy and mental clarity. This deliberate scarcity of distraction allows your internal compass to operate more effectively, guiding your decisions with greater certainty. Now, apply this to your daily routine. By intentionally creating pockets of silence, whether through meditation, journaling, or solitude, you cultivate an environment where your ideas can flourish undisturbed. In the absence of constant stimulation, your mind becomes a fertile ground for innovation, clarity, and authentic growth, making silence not just an absence of sound, but an active investment in your deepest potential. Building upon the idea that silence acts as a form of internal stewardship, it becomes essential to recognize how deliberate quiet can serve as a safeguard against the overreach of external expectations. In a world obsessed with constant availability, the act of intentionally withdrawing creates a boundary. an invisible barrier that protects your mental domain from being overrun by demands that do not align with your core purpose. When you refuse to succumb to the pressure of always being reachable or responsive, you reclaim ownership of your time and energies, much like a fortress reclaiming its walls from encroaching armies. This mental border allows you to focus deeply on what truly resonates with your longer-term vision, rather than fleeting distractions. Now, consider how this practice can be applied to your daily habits. By designating periods free from notifications or social interruptions, you construct a mental sanctuary where reflection and creativity can flourish undisturbed. This disciplined silence becomes more than mere absence of sound. It transforms into a strategic investment in your cognitive and emotional resilience. Furthermore, silence as an internal discipline encourages a profound sense of autonomy by fostering independence from external validation. When you are not constantly seeking approval, or approval seeking becomes a conscious choice rather than an automatic reflex, you develop a form of self-reliance rooted in intrinsic worth. This independence is akin to a tree that derives strength not from the surrounding environment's approval, but from its own rootedness and internal vitality. By resisting the urge to broadcast every achievement or to seek constant affirmation, you nurture a sense of dignity that is anchored within. Now, think about how this perspective influences your capacity to withstand criticism or setbacks. Instead of allowing external opinions to destabilize your confidence, you cultivate an unwavering internal compass. This internal silence, resistance to external noise, becomes an armor, enabling you to process challenges objectively without being swayed by transient judgments or societal pressures. Ultimately, such self-sufficiency emerges when you prioritize your internal evaluation over external applause, elevating your resilience to a level where external opinions become mere background noise rather than defining factors. Another underappreciated facet of silence is its capacity to sharpen your perceptual acuity and heighten sensory awareness. When the usual buzz of environmental stimuli diminishes, your senses become more refined, not only to external cues, but also to your bodily sensations and intuitive insights. Imagine sitting in a quiet forest, where the absence of human noise makes each rustle of leaves and distant bird call more distinct. That heightened sensitivity translates to everyday life, where dissociating from constant stimuli allows you to notice subtleties often overlooked, patterns in behavior, inconsistencies in information, or even your own emotional responses. This acute perception enhances your decision-making, enabling you to respond not based on superficial impressions, but on nuanced understanding. Now, consider how embracing silence in specific moments, such as during critical conversations or strategic planning, can equip you to pick up on unspoken emotions or underlying motives. This perceptual sharpening deepens your engagement with the world, transforming passive observation into active mastery of your environment. In addition, silence fosters a unique form of patience that cultivates a more deliberate approach to achievement. When you abstain from rushing toward results, you allow processes to unfold naturally, recognizing that meaningful progress often requires endurance and sustained effort over time. Visualize a sculptor patiently chipping away at a block, aware that the beauty emerges gradually, not in a single strike. Similarly, embracing silence means resisting the temptation for quick wins, trusting in the gradual accumulation of effort and wisdom. This patience prevents impulsive decisions fueled by anxiety or impatience, replacing them instead with a measured confidence rooted in understanding that true growth unfolds slowly and intentionally. Now think about how this mindset can influence your response to setbacks. Instead of rushing to fix perceived problems, you approach them as opportunities for careful reflection and recalibration. Allowing space and silence to work together creates a fertile environment for resilience to deepen and for your goals to crystallize with greater clarity. It reminds us that the most enduring accomplishments are often forged not through haste, but through disciplined patience that recognizes the value of time as an ally rather than an adversary. Finally, silence acts as a catalyst for authenticity by compelling you to confront your inner landscape without distraction. When external noise diminishes, unresolved fears, desires, or unresolved questions become more apparent, demanding honest engagement. This inward focus can be uncomfortable, much like staring directly into a mirror that reveals imperfections you might prefer to ignore. Yet it is precisely through this confrontation that genuine self-awareness is cultivated. Embracing this quiet introspection helps you sift through superficial identities and surface-level ambitions, revealing what truly matters beneath societal expectations. It's in these moments of stillness that your values crystallize, allowing you to align your actions with your authentic self rather than external pressures. Now, consider how this practice can influence your integrity. By regularly carving out silence for reflection, you develop a more sincere relationship with yourself, which in turn amplifies your credibility with others. Authenticity rooted in silent self-awareness becomes a foundation for leadership, influence, and sustained fulfillment, because it is not built on external validation but on the unwavering recognition of your true nature. Drawing these strands together, we see that the underlying theme weaves through a tapestry of subtlety, patience, internal mastery, and discernment, each thread reinforcing the other in a delicate yet resilient fabric. The journey invites us to reconsider the often overlooked power of restraint, not as a sign of weakness, but as an act of deliberate strength. It highlights how silence, in its many nuanced forms, becomes a vessel for cultivating resilience, authenticity, and depth, qualities that remain invisible to the hurried eye but essential for genuine influence and sustained growth. Thought of as a quiet force, this approach does not diminish presence. Rather, it magnifies it through the capacity to listen, observe, and respond with intention rather than impulse. Such a perspective fundamentally shifts our understanding of impact, transforming it from a loud proclamation into a refined discipline rooted in internal coherence and strategic patience. In light of these insights, the path forward becomes clearer, illuminated by the realization that the most profound developments often occur beneath the surface, a fertile ground where internal worlds, when cultivated with care, can produce the most enduring fruits. This fertile ground is cultivated through an ongoing dialogue with oneself, a practice of deliberate silence that nurtures clarity and authenticity without needing external validation. As we pivot towards the final reflection, it becomes evident that embracing this quiet approach does not imply disengagement, but rather elevates the quality of engagement by anchoring it in self-awareness and purpose. It underscores that true mastery involves knowing when to speak and when to hold back, recognizing that the most meaningful influence is often forged in the symphony of restraint rather than the cacophony of noise. Reflecting on this journey so far, we arrive at a vantage point that reveals how these seemingly disparate ideas coalesce into a unified philosophy, one that underscores the silent strength inherent in restraint, patience, and introspection. At its core, this philosophy challenges us to reconsider our relationship with external validation, urging us instead to cultivate an inward focus that fosters genuine resilience. Like a sculptor chiseling away excess marble to reveal an unseen masterpiece, this approach involves stripping away superficial layers to uncover a more authentic self, one capable of enduring challenges and embodying influence without the need for constant applause. These insights collectively underscore that the most impactful transformations are rarely loud or immediate. Rather, they are persistent, rooted in the quiet trust that what is cultivated in silence ultimately shapes the most resilient and authentic version of ourselves. As we prepare to delve into the final reflection, this synthesis sets the stage for a deeper appreciation of the subtle yet profound power that resides in choosing silence. It beckons us to see beyond surface appearances, to recognize that the true essence of growth and influence is often found in moments of stillness, in the strategic withholding of voice, and in the disciplined nurturing of internal virtues. The culmination of these ideas hints at a universal truth, that the journey toward authentic mastery demands not the noise of external validation, but the quiet confidence born of internal coherence. With this understanding, the next step becomes not just an acknowledgement, but an invitation, an opening to explore how embracing these principles can fundamentally transform our approach to challenges, to others, and ultimately, to ourselves.